It's the Memphis Sports Network, WMC Memphis, WMFS HD2 Bartlett Memphis, WMFS FM and HD1 Bartlett, WMFS Memphis, ESPN 790 AM and 92.9 FM ESPN.
Watch the sunrise, new day's dawning, and it's calling you and me, where the mighty Mississippi flows by Memphis, Tennessee. We've got woodlands, fields, and water. Hey, there is no better way. You can find out all about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Make some time, take the family, ask a friend, but don't delay. Listen up and learn about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Listen up and learn about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray.
Good Saturday morning and welcome to another edition of the award-winning Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM. Brought to you proudly by Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Barton Power Sports, Sportsman's Warehouse, and Best Care Home Services. Now, here's your host, Larry Ray.
Hey, welcome back to Outdoors for Larry Ray on this Saturday, September the 16th. And we're still talking TWRA because they have been a vital part of this show for many years, many years. And I appreciate getting some of these guys in the studio this morning. I really feel protected today that if anybody breaks in, that we're okay here. You know, I told about my friend Willard Tigner that passed away, and I had to do the eulogy. And I did. I took his name, Willard, and said something about each letter in his name. And I got down to A, I did not know what to say. A, you know, he's not anointed, he's not aristocratic, anything like that. So I said, well, he's just armed. You know, and I just said that because he always carried his permit. He was always armed. I always felt good with him. He had $100 in his sock all the time, too. I knew that was there, too. Hey, we got Wade Hendren and Tim Ward going to sneak in now after Jeff Peach, and we'll maybe get back to Andy. And then, of course, Frank is here. I want to talk with Frank a little bit at the end about the Arkansas Game and Fish. All these guys do a wonderful job of not only protecting us in times of trial. They do us. They get the wild guys off the street. I've been on patrol with. I've been lucky to be on patrol with Timex and sat out there in the woods and watched this. In fact, I remember one time a guy shot Timex in the morning and came back and shot it in the afternoon. Well-known person that did that. I couldn't believe anybody would do that. But let's talk to Tim Ward first. Tim, you're out of North Carolina. What made you want to come work for the TWRA?
Well, from my hometown to the Tennessee state line or from my parents' house, it was only 21 miles.
Oh, okay.
So I grew up in Knoxville and Maryville, Cades Cove, Pigeon Forge, and Gatlinburg, and all that stuff. So,
was your first option Lauderdale when you signed up and said, I want Lauderdale County?
When I actually got hired on,
you wanted East Tennessee. I know it. Come on, yeah.
No, when I actually got hired on, there wasn't the position was there. They just didn't know where it was at. So I was actually almost completely done with training before I even knew where I was going to go.
Really?
You know,
and
I had 2 weeks left of training, and they told me Lauderdale County.
Did you know where Lauderdale County was?
Didn't have a clue.
Didn't know where Ripley was or anything?
No, I just said, where is it and when do I need to be there?
And that was it?
That was it.
Do you happen to know much about it now?
I know a little bit about it. I've been there 6 years, and I haven't left. And, you know, a lot of people say, why leave the mountains? But I've grown up in the mountains my whole life. I've seen that my whole life. And I think when you see an area your whole life, you just get accustomed to it. And, I mean, I can go back to the mountains any day if I want to.
Man, I would not leave the mountains. I'm sorry. I like going to Lauderdale County. Nothing about that, but I'm a mountain person. Obviously, I'm not a beach person because they used to kick sand in my face all the time. I like to go to the mountains, things like that. But how old are you, Tim?
I'm 33.
You got a family right now?
I actually do have a wife. She is from Lauderdale County.
Well, there you go. Well, you don't need to go back to the mountains then.
And I've got a little girl.
How old is she?
She will be 1 year old on the 29th.
Switch that around. I got to ask while we're on this. Put that microphone back to Tweed here. Because
okay, put me on the spot there,
I'm going to put
guy.
you on the spot. Now, how old is Parr? What's his name? Hutch.
His name's Hutch. Yeah.
Name Hutch. How old is Hutch?
He will be 3 on Halloween.
What? So how's that changed your life, Andy?
Significantly.
It has, hasn't it?
Yes, it sure has.
So,
but it's wonderful.
It is wonderful, isn't it?
It's the most wonderful thing I've ever done or been involved in.
And what's your wife's name?
Her name is Whitney.
Whitney. Mm-hmm. And y'all been married how long now?
3 years.
So it's wonderful, isn't it?
It is. It's great.
But it's become part of that thing that you never thought it. How old are you, Andy?
19.
I don't want your IQ.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I want to know.
I'm 50.
You are? You just turned 50, or
No,
you?
I'm fixing to be 51.
You are.
Mm-hmm.
How old are you back there, Peach?
I'm 33.
33. Okay. All right. Well, put it on back. I want to get that because I've seen Andy with Hutch and love it. I got make pictures. All right, Wade, you're next in line. Get up here, Wade. Now, Wade Hedren is you folks out there. You know that this man loves crappie fishing. And I think he put on one of the best seminars we've ever had. I can't remember if it's the boat show or the hunting show here 2 or 3 years ago. Is the most people I've ever seen in that room or wherever it was, because this man has a knowledge of crappie fishing. But tell us about your career, Wade, and how you became part of the TWRA. Where'd you go to school over there, Tim? UT Martin? Don't tell me that.
No, I actually went to North Carolina State University.
Thank you, Tim. Okay. All right. Thank you, Tim. How about Wade?
He's the outsider. That's why I brought him.
Oh, okay. So
But I went to UT Martin.
Okay.
And yes, Tweed was there when I got there, and Tweed was there after I graduated. So he's probably not lying about the 8-year plan.
But look how far he's come.
I mean, glad to have him.
Yeah, but all the words he knows now. So that's the main thing. But how about you becoming part of what is this what you wanted to do? Where'd you grow up?
All my life.
In Ripley, right?
I grew up in Ripley. And
went to high school in Ripley?
Yes, sir. Sure did.
Played any ball at Tiny Knee Stadium?
No, sir, I did not.
Okay, well, that's good. That was okay. You got out and wanted to be a wildlife person.
I did. That was my only goal. I guess kids now struggle a lot of times when they're 18 years old.
Yeah.
And just to get this out of the way, since they only have one child, I have 4.
You have 4.
2 in college right now at the same time, so multiply their joy and expenses times 4. And I get ribbed and kid about this all the time that I have 4 kids.
You do get ribbed.
Oh, yes.
So how old are you?
I'm north of 50.
North of 50?
Yes.
How far north?
50. I'm 51.
Just north of 50. I like that.
Yeah, just north.
Just north. But talk about going to Lauderdale County. How in the world did you get that choice when you're from there? When you came in, it was just, did you start out as a wildlife officer, or did you have to start out like Peach did over there learning how to grow trees and things?
Well, I graduated college in December of 92, and I started in March of 93. And Lauderdale County is very unique.
It is.
In the fact that it was like a circus. I mean,
circus.
No one ever wanted to really stay there. Kind of like Shelby in the old days.
Yes.
It was always an opening, So I think their theory behind hiring me, because I'm from there, was that I would probably stay there. And I give them that agreement. I said, hey, the guy, just like the human resources guy, called me and said, hey, Lauderdale's open. That's where we'd like to put you. So being from there, I thought they probably had the mindset that I would stay there. And I did. I stayed there almost 18 years.
Did you know the officers that had been there before, and you
I did. I knew some of them, but they.
But this is a position you wanted, but not only was it home, but you knew the territory, I'm assuming.
Oh yes, I've lived there all my life. I've never left Lauderdale County except for college.
Except for college. All right, now you're a lieutenant.
That's correct.
Yes. So as a lieutenant, what is your responsibilities?
Well, we have 13 counties. District 11, which we all are in, is the westernmost district in the state of Tennessee, and we are part of Region 1, which the state's divided into 4 regions. And my role is basically just to assist and supervise employees in any way that they need it. As far as
these guys work under you.
That's correct, yes, sir.
And Brian, you work under Brian Thompson.
Yes, sir. And I have a captain.
And
is
that Buddy?
Medina. Yes, Buddy Bryan.
That's Buddy.
Yes.
Okay, and
everybody has a boss.
Yeah, everybody has a boss.
At least one.
At least one.
Yes.
Well, I know the TWR. You're not getting in this to make money, guys.
No, sir.
You had a quick there. I mean, because it is a demanding job. And most people think that you guys have 8 to 5. That's not the way it works, is it, Wade?
No, sir.
I mean,
there is no telling how many times I have been called out at 8 or 9 o'clock at night after working all day. Or I can remember one Christmas Eve, I was getting ready to leave for Christmas with my family, and I get a call about a hunting accident. And luckily the guy on the phone that fell out of a tree stand said, "Call Wade," because he's the only one that knows where my deer stand is. He said, "I can tell nobody else how to get
And
there."
you knew how to get there.
And I knew where his deer stand was, so they called me, and I went and got him. And, of course, he was bad enough shape that they airlifted him.
Did he? Everything survived?
Everything's fine, but that's just the relationship we try to provide for the community is if you get a person that stays there, he develops knowledge of the county, knows people where they live, they hunt, so on, and we just try to provide a service for the public.
And you guys are like a brotherhood, I think. I really think you are. Let me ask you before we got to get out of here. It goes really quick. I think it's quickly is the correct way to say, Andy. I was just making sure. But the crappie fishing side, Wade, I know we don't have a few minutes, but that's part of your repertoire. I like that pretty good, too. Your repertoire, Wade. Tell us about your love of crappie fishing.
I love it. I've been tournament fishing for probably close to 20 years now. I have a partner, which he's the officer in Obion County.
That's Logan.
Yes, sir.
Roy.
Yes, sir. Roy Logan.
And he's
won 2 national championships, 2 classics. One
wow.
in 2010 and one in 2012.
And so are you still active in that as much as you can?
I do, yes, sir. I love it, and that's a whole, if you want to be honest, that's a whole nother show.
It is. I got to get you back on to
I'll
talk
be glad
about
to
that.
come back to talk
we got to talk crappie fishing in the fall when we get down to it. And I know
spring, yes, sir.
Yeah, and I know, Frank, you have a great relationship with the wildlife officers in Crittenden County and some other ones you guys have to work with them over there too.
Yeah, as a landowner, I've had several opportunities to assist our local officers in some of the things that they have to do to check on items, of course, give them access to the land, and they've helped me on occasion with when I've had somebody that wasn't supposed to be there. We have to deal with that occasion. But I was just thinking as they came in, there's a side of these guys that a lot of folks don't see all the time, and that's their interaction with the other law enforcement people in our area. And I think back, very, very vividly on 7 years ago in May 20th, when 2 of our officers in West Memphis were killed.
That's right.
Yeah. And it was an Arkansas wildlife officer that drove his state issued truck into the car in that Walmart parking lot and disabled it, and allowed for the other officers on the scene to put an end to what was going on out there. That guy's name was Michael Neal. He wasn't even from our county. He was just in the area.
He was just in the area
and heard it on his radio.
So you guys over there, Wade, that there is a dark side. We don't have very much time, but there is a dark side to this, guys. And I know all of you have probably had some incidents that were pretty scary when it comes down to it. So you tell you guys when they're in the field the advice to what?
Just be safe. Always have your head on the swivel. Always be aware of your surroundings. And that's the best advice you'd give someone.
It is. Well, guys, thank you all for being on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Andy is a regular guest every once in a while when I can find him, But thank you, Andy. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Wade. Thank you, Tim, being on the show today. We're going to take a break right now, but when you see a wildlife officer riding around wherever you might be, don't get in a road rage fight with them or anything like that. Just appreciate what they do is to serve. They're working for us, and without them, I can't imagine what it would be. It would be bad. So let's take a break. Be right back. Going out to Gunnison, Colorado. Oh, I love that place. One of my favorite places. They got a little creek runs there. It's got full of trout and everything like that. We're going to Gunnison, Colorado on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Be right back.
You can find out